In order to watch this video, please input your social security number in the comments section.
Wait, stop! Don't ever do that. Scams like this are why approximately 17 million adults in the US fall victim to identity theft annually. And that number doesn't account for unreported cases, or cases where children are getting their identity stolen. Identity theft can impact your finances, emotional state, and criminal record for years and even decades to come. Just imagine, if tomorrow you couldn't get an apartment, apply for a job, or even receive financial aid, all because your identity was compromised and misused on the internet. In order to prevent this from happening to you, I spoke to a mother whose child's identity was stolen at 7 years old, as well as a group of security experts to find out how can you avoid identity theft. There are many different forms of identity theft. Financial, where thieves steal your financial information to obtain loans, credit cards, and open bank accounts. Governmental, where your identity is used to access benefits like unemployment or social security. And medical, where your name and insurance is exploited to get medical goods and services such as wheelchairs, oxygen tanks, and even prescriptions. Then we have two of the most perverse: criminal and child identity theft. Criminal identity theft happens when a criminal falsely identifies themselves to police as another individual at the point of arrest. And child identity theft is when a child's social security is stolen and used to commit fraud. And all of these forms are becoming more and more common as tech advances. Your personally identifiable information, such as social security number, driver's license number, financial accounts, and phone numbers, are out there somewhere, meaning they can be taken at any moment.
Identity theft puts a roadblock in front of the victim, and they can be pursuing a number of different things. Maybe they're trying to purchase a home or refinance a home, get their dream job, go to school, and all of a sudden they can't move forward in their life and pursue that goal because identity theft has thrown that roadblock up in front of them.
Now, fraudsters reap all sorts of benefits from your information. Your credentials can be compromised by having your computer, purse, or wallet stolen. But they can also be obtained during scam calls or online data breaches, such as a big Equifax data dump, especially if your social media accounts are public, because along with sharing memes, you're also giving out free info like your birthday, hometown, and who you're related to. And we all know someone who thinks, my credit is bad anyway, they can have my identity, it's no good. They're wrong, thieves don't care.
They can still go get payday loans. Now, you may not go out and get a payday loan and pay 22% interest. That doesn't matter to the thief because they're not paying it back. So your identity is just as valuable, regardless of your true, financial status or picture.
So basically, fraudsters don't give a when it comes to stealing an identity. Everyone is game, and I quite literally mean everyone. Even this person, and this one. Yep, children get targeted a lot. Jill Carlin can attest to that. Her daughter's social security number was stolen in 2011 when she was only 7 years old.
Children's numbers are obviously the preference because there is not anything established under them. So it's super easy to start with small accounts here and there and slowly build the credit history that was never even established in the first place.
In the past 8 years, Jill has had to fight relentlessly to get her daughter's identity back so she can apply for colleges without having any issues. Identity theft leads to damaged credit, which can then lead to being denied housing or being penalized with higher interest rates on your loans.
We started getting collection calls for conferences that were being not paid for by businesses being run under my daughter's number. I found bank accounts that were open and active. I found nonprofit organizations being run under her number. And so with all that, we knew for sure now that the history was extensive. I was already told that I'll just need to keep her file, and anytime she applied for a loan or went for a job interview or whatever, she would need to carry her file with her and prove that she was not the other person for the rest of her life.
Jill said that the Social Security office would not issue her daughter a new number unless she changed her name.
We went to court and had to legally change my daughter's name, which sounded like a whole lot of fun for 24 hours till the realization that this was forever. This was my new name. This is what I was going to be called in school. This is what all my paperwork's going to say. I am no longer who I was before. It was a hard process. And again, it was another court date. It took 3 months to get a court hearing to even do that. Took her in, and she now has a new first and middle name.
But it turned out that was not enough. The Social Security office also asked Jill to change her daughter's last name, completely stripping her away from the family's identity. Jill decided not to go with the last name change, and it wasn't until she talked to local media that she was offered a new Social Security number for her daughter. Jill is still fighting to completely clear her daughter's credit, and is now trying to get the credit bureaus to understand their situation. Tracking how your identity was stolen is basically a wild goose chase. It's not like someone had a vendetta against you. Your data is just collected in bulk and available on the dark net. I'm gonna let that sink in for a little bit. How can you prevent identity theft in a world where all your information is online? The first step, and the best preventative measure for adults and parents to take, is to limit the amount of personal information available online. That includes your name, date of birth, address, and social security number.
One of the things we have to remember, though, as a victim of identity theft, you are guilty and you have to prove yourself innocent, which is the opposite of our judicial system now. And somebody at one point had enough information about you that they're saying they had enough information that said that was you. So you basically have to go back, cover your tracks. Nope, I wasn't in California to make that withdrawal. Or, hey, look at my phone records. It proves that I couldn't have been online or here in person opening up the line of credit. And so there either has to be investigative work on your side or investigative work on law enforcement side to clear a lot of people's names.
But if your information has already been compromised, call the companies where you know the fraud occurred and alert them it wasn't actually you. Then place a fraud alert with the credit bureaus and file a report to the FTC by going to identitytheft.gov. A fraud alert will notify credit card companies that you might have been a victim of identity theft. Think of it as a red flag for potential lenders and creditors. And if you have the money to do so, you might also want to subscribe to services such as LifeLock, Identity Force, and ID Watchdog. These services monitor and report any fraudulent activity so you can take action as soon as possible. And if all else fails, you can always freeze your credit.
There was new legislation that was passed recently that makes freezing your credit reports free to anyone. Doesn't matter how old you are or what state you reside in, it's free to everyone. So parents can do it for their children as well. Now, what that does is it stops any new accounts from being opened on your credit. Look, it's not a panacea. It doesn't stop all types of identity theft, but it does stop that new account opening type of identity theft, and it's free.
Preventing identity theft might seem out of reach, but there are clear steps you can take right now to protect it. Although it's likely to get worse as we move into a future where almost every transaction we make is done online. But don't let that discourage you. Please, go protect your identity. Hey y'all, thank you so much for watching ConTECHtual. If you enjoyed watching this as much as we did making it, then please make sure to like and subscribe. And tune in next Thursday to watch a new episode. Also, we would love to hear from you. So if you have any topic ideas or just want to chat, make sure to comment in the section below or message us. See you next time.